and a warm welcome to SuperScreen's midday news broadcasting to you live from Lagos. I am Adenike Oweye Ajiboye. President Muhammadu Buhari has rejected the proposed Peace Corps of Nigeria establishment bill. The president conveyed his rejection of the bill in a letter to the House of Representatives, which was read by the Speaker of the House, Honorable Yakubu Dogara. The National Assembly passed the bill in 2015 after a prolonged battle involving the organization and the nation's security agencies. While explaining his rejection of the bill, the president cited security concerns and commercial burden of funding the organization by government as his reasons.
Pursuant to Section 58, subsection 4 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999 is amended, I hereby convey to the House of Representatives my decision on 25th January 2018 to decline presidential assent to the Nigerian Peace Corps Establishment Bill 2017 recently passed by the National Assembly. Specifically, reasons for the decision to decline assent to this bill include, among others, security concerns regarding the proposed Nigerian Peace Corps being authorized to undertake activities currently being performed by extant security and law enforcement agencies, and B, financial implications of funding the establishment or operations of the proposed Nigerian Peace Corps, given that the scarce financial resources may pose serious challenge to the government. Please accept, the Right Honorable Speaker, members of the House of Representatives, the assurances of my highest consideration. Yours sincerely, President Muhammadu Buhari.
Speaker of the House of Representatives, Yakubu Dogara, speaking there. And now moving on, the Senate says members of President Muhammadu Buhari's cabinet and the ministries, departments, and the agencies under their portfolios are to blame for the delay in the passage of the 2018 appropriation bill by the National Assembly. At the plenary on Wednesday, the Senate decreed that ministers and heads of that ministries and heads of federal governments, departments, and agencies were allegedly frustrating legislative work on the budget proposals with their foreign trips and lack of cooperation with the lawmakers. The Senate had on February 14, 2018, asked 63 agencies and parastatals under the federal government to submit details of the proposed 2018 budget within 1 week or risk sanctions. Members of the chamber had decried that while President Muhammadu Buhari had complied with the law by laying the 2018 appropriation bill along with the details of estimates before the lawmakers, agencies of the government had disregarded the law. The House of Representatives lawmakers would not hesitate to override President Muhammadu Buhari's veto if he withheld his assent to the Electoral Act Amendment Bill. The House said there is no going back on the bill, particularly the provision of a reordering of elections ahead of the 2019 polls. A controversial new Section 25 introduced into the Act changed the sequence of elections by making the National Assembly elections to come first, with the presidential poll to come last. The amendment had passed in both the Senate and the House, and it's now awaiting President Buhari's assent.
Taxi drivers plying the Rumukoro exit in Obia.
A group of drivers have staged a peaceful protest in Port Harcourt, the River State capital, to demand justice over the death of the colleague allegedly killed by a police officer. The protest comes 7 days after a police escort allegedly killed a one bright Chinatu Mark at the Rumukoro roundabout of East-West Road in Port Harcourt.
Taxi drivers plying the Rungokoro axis in Obia Akwa local government area in a peaceful protest expressed displeasure over the delay in bringing to book killer of their colleague allegedly shot by a police escort. Chairman of the State Drivers Welfare Association, Lakia Hazu, who led other commercial drivers to the State Police Command, called on the authorities to produce the culprits.
What happened last Sunday before last, one of our own was taken just like that by the men of the Nigeria police. And up till now, we are not getting anything from them. No information. The culprit are not being brought to justice, and the family is dying. So today, we are protesting in respect of that, and we want the justice today.
Family members of the deceased are also demanding justice for the deaths of their loved one.
I feel agony that they killed the breadwinner, my junior brother of 31 years, having a year and 2 months marriage and 4 months baby. The one that is taking care of the junior ones and the aged mother, they killed him like a chicken. A policeman, ordinary escorting fish, killed my immediate brother.
We are here calling on Nigerian Police, River State Commissioner of Police, precisely, calling on CP, Mr. Zaki Ahmed, to use his good office and make sure that the person that committed this harmful and painful and abominable act is being brought to book, and make sure that justice prevails in all ramifications of this matter.
In the statement issued to journalists, Police Public Relations Officer in the state, Omane Unamdi, debunked allegation that the police has not shown concern nor visited family of the deceased. Nnamdi assured residents of the state that though the wheel of justice is slow, but it will not stop as they are making efforts to ensure that justice is served.
And now moving away from that, the Federal High Court sitting in Lagos has ordered the final forfeiture of 2 penthouses valued at $4.760 million belonging to former Petroleum Resources Minister Diazani Alison Maduike. The assets ordered to be forfeited are a penthouse in number 21, building 5, block C, 11th floor of Bella Vista Estate, another one at Banana Ilaro Ikoyi, and a penthouse 22, block B in Admiralty Estate, also in Ikoyi, Lagos. Ruling on the application filed by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, Justice Mujisola Olatorehun ordered that they be forfeited to the federal government. About 20 Biafran agitators suspected to be members of the outlawed indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, have been arrested by the police in Enugu State. The development followed protests by the IPOB members at an event organized by a Pan-Igbo group to honor some Igbo personalities, including First President of Nigeria, late Nnamdi Azikiwe. One of the Igbo leaders commenced speaking on the need to restructure Nigeria along regional lines, and agitators interrupted, advocating for only one Nigeria. The agitators invaded the high table and attacked some of the dignitaries. Operatives of the Department of State Services, the SS, and the National Agency for the Prohibition of Trafficking in Persons, NAPTIP, have arrested 11 suspected traffickers in some parts of Anambra State in a joint operation. Report says the operatives also rescued 3 children whose ages ranged from 8 months to 4 years from the custody of the syndicate. It was gathered that the suspect comprised 8 women and 3 men belonging to a criminal syndicate that specialized in the kidnapping and sale of babies in Southeast states, Lagos and Abuja. According to NAPTIP, many children yet to be traced or believed to have been trafficked by the gang. Secretary General of the United Nations, UN, Antonio Guterres, has called for the immediate release of the abducted students of the Government Girls Science Technical College, Dapchi, in Yobe State. In a statement by his spokesman on Nigeria, Stephanie Dujarric, Guterres condemned the attack that led to the abduction of the girls by suspected Boko Haram terrorists from their school last week Monday. Guterres has asked the Nigerian government to ensure the safe return of the girls to their families. He also urged the national authorities to swiftly bring those responsible for the act to justice. Guterres, however, reassured the federal government of the solidarity and support of the United Nations and other affected countries in the region in their fight against terrorism and extremism. The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has asked the National Population Commission for the details of dead persons so that the Commission can remove their names from the voter register ahead of the 2019 elections. INEC Chairman Mahmood Yakubu made the request when he visited the Population Commission in Abuja. Yakubu said the National Population Commission is the registrar of birth and death nationwide, and they would like to partner with the Population Commission to make available to INEC all records of deaths of citizens since 2015. Still talking politics, there is a renewed call for the People's Democratic Party, PDP, chairman in Lagos State, Moshood Salvador, to step down. A faction of PDP members made a call again at the party's senatorial assembly meeting held in Ikotun, Alimosho area of Lagos State. Take a listen. These are leaders and elders of the People's Democratic Party in Lagos State. They have gathered here in Alimosho local government area to reiterate their call on the sitting chairman, Honorable Salvador, to step down. At the party's West Senatorial Assembly meeting, these PDP members who say they are the majority in Lagos State PDP with 65%, wasted no time in making their demands known.
Our subject matter at this assembly today is that Salvador must go. Yes or no? Yeah! Now there is a motion. If you want Salvador to stay or to go, if you want Salvador to go, relinquish his office as the chairman, PDP Lagos State said yes.
Yeah. We don't need this man called Salvador to be our state chairman. Moshood Salvador will never be our state chairman. The PDP in Nigeria has advanced more than a sectional leader. We don't want a leader that is selfish. A leader that is self-centered. We don't want them again.
Others also speak on what informed their decision for the sitting chairman to vacate office.
Salvador had changed the decision of the party members, and as a result, it should be sent back. I 100% support their decision that Salvador should be removed as the chairman.
It's unfortunate in a party like this, and all we ask for is that these things should be corrected. Those positions that are allotted to McCarthy Group should be filled by the members of the McCarthy Group. As of today, only less than 10% of the positions are filled by the McCarthy Group, whereas they should have 65%.
Salvador is no longer the chairman of PDP in Lagos State because he has betrayed the trust of the leaders. We thought he is the man who will lead us to victory, but with our current finding now, he is working with APC, and we cannot invest our resources in a place where there will not be results.
You will recall that the chairman, Honorable Moshood Salvador, had earlier cleared the air when a vote of no confidence was passed on him by this group of PDP members, insisting that only the party's National Executive Council, NEC, with the support of the duly elected chairman of the local government in the state, can remove him from office.
A sitting chairman cannot be removed because he's a member of National Executive Council. It's not for anybody at local government or ward to say you have to go back to NEC if you don't want your chairman. So it's as simple as ABC.
Salvador was not elected by a Congress. He was appointed, like every other person, he was appointed. So that is the meaning of harmonization of executive list. Salvador is a beneficiary of 65% of the total sharing, and we are taking our 65 from him. So the best thing for us to tell him, he should go.
It would interest you to know that this group of PDP members have also gone a step further to write the national chairman of the party, Uche Secondus, on several reasons why Honorable Salvador cannot continue as their chairman in Lagos State. If truly a house divided by itself cannot stand, one begins to wonder how the PDP will be able to achieve victory in the coming general elections. You're still watching SuperScreen News at 12. We take a short break here to bring you business news. To stay. Well, it's so glad to have you back. Now, in business world, Vice President Yemi Osinbajo says Nigeria would need $2 billion, beg your pardon, which is equivalent of 610 billion naira, to revive the Lagos-Kano rail line as part of efforts to boost local and international trade along the northern and southern zones. Osinbajo discussed this at the opening of the inaugural edition of the Lagos-Kano Economic and Investment Summit in Ekpe, Lagos State. He said the federal government, in partnership with a private firm, General Electric, is proposing to invest in the project to enhance the movement of cargoes from Apapa ports to Kano by rail. The Vice President expressed optimism that the collaboration between Lagos and Kano states would open up the investment opportunities on both states to local and international investors. The House of Representatives has summoned the Minister of Finance, Kemi Adeosun, and our health counterpart, Isaac Adewale, over the deduction of 10 billion naira from the Treasury Single Account TSA of the National Health Insurance Scheme. Others summoned are the Governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, Godwin Emefiele, Minister of National Planning, Senator Udoma, the Accountant General of the Federation, Ahmed Adisa, and the Director General of the Budget Office of the Federation, Ben Akagwize. The money was taken in 4 ranches of 5 billion naira in December 2016 and 5 billion naira in January 2018. The deductions, which became a public issue just as the reinstated Executive Secretary of the NHRS, Usman Yusuf, resumed duty, had generated a fresh controversy at the agency. The Kogi State government has signed a memorandum of understanding (MOU) with the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation (NNPC) for the production of biofuel using cassava and sugarcane. The state governor Yahaya Bello, who disclosed this, said the initiative will create millions of jobs in a state. Both parties signed the MOU at the headquarters of the NNPC in Abuja as the corporation announced plans of establishing biofuel filling stations nationwide in order to serve vehicles being powered by the commodity. And that's it in business news. We'll take another short break to bring you more news on the foreign scene and then sports. Stay with us.